I'm Emily Carter, a 34-year-old marketing strategist at Pinnacle Creative, a mid-sized agency in Charlotte, North Carolina. For 5 years, I poured my heart into this company, crafting campaigns that won awards and clients who swore by our work. But last spring, I learned the hard way that loyalty doesn't always protect you from betrayal. It started with a pitch for Horizon Wellness, a rising health brand and our biggest prospective client. I'd been tasked with leading the campaign proposal, a high-stakes opportunity to secure a multi-million-dollar contract. For weeks, I burned the midnight oil, sketching out a bold strategy blending digital storytelling with community-driven wellness events. My idea, a Health in Motion campaign, was unique, tying Horizon's brand to local fitness festivals and a viral social media challenge. I shared drafts with my colleague, Sarah Mitchell, a fellow strategist I considered a friend. We'd grab coffee together, vent about deadlines, and swap ideas. I trusted her. That was my first mistake. 2 days before the pitch, Sarah called in sick. I didn't think much of it, assuming she'd be back for the big presentation. I finalized the deck, rehearsed my delivery, and even incorporated a suggestion Sarah had made about influencer partnerships. The night before, I emailed her the final slides for feedback, but she didn't respond. I figured she was just resting. The morning of the pitch, I arrived at Pinnacle's sleek uptown office, adrenaline pumping. Horizon's executives filled the conference room, their tailored suits a stark contrast to our creative chaos. Our CEO, Greg Lawson, introduced the team, but Sarah was still absent. I stepped up, ready to present my vision. Then the door opened, and Sarah walked in, looking perfectly healthy and clutching a tablet. "Sorry I'm late," she said breezily, shooting me a smile that felt oddly sharp. Greg waved her in, and she took a seat near the front. When it was time to present, Sarah stood up before I could. "I've got this, Emily," she said, her tone almost apologetic. Before I could protest, she launched into my campaign. Word for word, slide for slide. Health in Motion, she called it, claiming she'd spent weeks developing the concept. My stomach dropped. The room buzzed with excitement as Horizon's team nodded approvingly. I sat frozen, my notes useless in my hands. Greg beamed at Sarah, oblivious to the theft unfolding before him. When I tried to interject, Sarah smoothly credited me as support on the project, relegating me to a footnote. The betrayal stung like a slap. After the meeting, Horizon signed with us, and Sarah was hailed as the star. Greg promoted her to senior strategist on the spot, a role I'd been eyeing for years. In private, I confronted her. "How could you do this?" I demanded. She shrugged, her eyes cold. "It's a competitive world, Emily. You shared the idea. I just executed it better." Her audacity left me speechless. I considered going to Greg, but I had no proof. My drafts weren't time-stamped, and Sarah had covered her tracks. I left the office that day, humiliated but determined. For weeks I played the part of the loyal employee, smiling through gritted teeth as Sarah basked in her stolen glory. But I wasn't done. I'd learned from my mistake, and revenge, I decided, would be strategic. Horizon's campaign rollout was set for 3 months later, and Sarah was now the lead. I knew her work ethic. She was flashy but sloppy, relying on charm to mask her lack of follow-through. I also knew Horizon's CEO, Laura Bennett, valued precision and transparency, traits I'd built a reputation for during initial client calls. Quietly, I began working on a parallel plan, not to sabotage Sarah, but to protect Horizon's investment and expose her incompetence. I reached out to Laura directly, framing it as a consulting check-in to ensure the campaign's success. I shared insights on local partnerships I'd cultivated for the original pitch, offering to coordinate vendors to strengthen the rollout. Laura was impressed, unaware I wasn't officially on the project. Meanwhile, Sarah's execution faltered. Deadlines slipped, vendors complained, and her social media strategy lacked the cohesion I'd envisioned. A week before the campaign launch, I got a call from Laura. "Emily, we're concerned about Sarah's deliverables. Can you step in?" I agreed, presenting my refined plan to Horizon's team. It was the original Health in Motion vision, enhanced with data-driven tweaks I'd developed in secret. The launch was a hit. Local events sold out, and the social media challenge trended nationally. Horizon extended their contract, specifically requesting me as their lead. The fallout was swift. Laura's team sent a formal complaint to Greg about Sarah's mismanagement, praising my last-minute save. Greg called us both into his office. Sarah tried to spin it, claiming she delegated to me, but Laura's email laid out the truth. Sarah had dropped the ball, and I'd salvaged the account. Greg demoted Sarah to a junior role, her reputation in tatters. She avoided my eyes as she left the meeting. I didn't gloat. I didn't need to. By focusing on my work and letting Sarah's flaws expose themselves, I'd reclaimed my idea and my career. A month later, I was promoted to senior strategist, and Horizon doubled their budget with us. Sarah left Pinnacle soon after, unable to recover from the embarrassment. As I settled into my new office, I realized the best revenge wasn't personal. It was professional excellence that spoke for itself.